Happy Sports Equinox Day, everybody. It is the Thursday episode of Daily Betslip, and we got all the sports going on tonight. Joining me today for the first half of the show, special guest Jo Madden at Jo Madden Sports. You can find her work just about everywhere. She's all over the place, giving out picks, creating sports betting content. BTV Bets, the Hammer HQ, Vegas Insider. She's everywhere nowadays. Welcome to the show, Jo. I know you are a Calgary Flames fan. We are going to talk some NHL right off the top here. I got to ask you right away, who is the better of the two Alberta teams? By the way, side note, I've made it a goal of myself to get as many fellow Canadians as guests on this show. You are, I believe, another Canadian. I know you're in Calgary. I assume you're at least from Canada. So another Canadian guest on the list. But let's talk Alberta, which I know some American viewers might not even be able to find Alberta on a map. Who's the better of the two Alberta teams this year, Calgary or Edmonton?
Who just won? Calgary just beat Edmonton. They schooled them there. And Calgary's the better team. They're going to be the better team this year. They're going to make it past them in the playoffs. Calgary's definitely by far the better team.
Are they going to avenge that loss in the playoffs? That must have been tough.
Absolutely will.
Losing the Battle of Alberta in the playoffs last year must have been a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it absolutely was, in a game that we really did think that we would get that win and push it to another one. It was a heartbreaking loss there, but we know Calgary's gone through so many changes, and I think we've come out of it better. We've got a stronger team now and a team that can get past the Edmonton Oilers as long as Jacob Markstrom can stand on his head versus them, because that is the problem with us for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, that was the issue for them in the playoffs last year. Markstrom just completely fell apart. But let's talk about Stanley Cup odds in general, because us Canadians were waiting for that cup to come back home. It's been, 1992, 93, last time a Canadian team won the cup. Right now, if you look at the betting odds, at least on FanDuel here, the Maple Leafs are the favorites out of all the Canadian teams. Don't bet on that. As a Maple Leafs fan, I'm telling the viewers, do not take that. But do you think, is it the Flames that have the best chance of all Canadian teams to bring the cup home? Or do you think there's anyone else up here in Canada that can get the job done?
You know what? I really do think it comes down to one of these Alberta teams between Calgary and Edmonton. Of course, I want Calgary to come out here strong and be able to get past Edmonton. But if Edmonton is the team that progresses, they'll need for this goaltending issue to be nipped in the butt. We've seen it already. They've got Jack Campbell. Thought that would have been an answer for them, but it's just not working out that way so far. So if Jack Campbell can come together, we've seen some really good things out of Skinner, the backup goalie. So far, we know Mike Smith is on injury reserve. I think between Calgary and Edmonton, we have a good chance of the cup coming home. Two strong elite teams, both with top lines.
I'll be rooting for an all-Canadian Stanley Cup final. How fun would that be? Maybe the Maple Leafs sneak in there, and then hopefully the Flames for a little all-Canadian Cup final would be fun. I believe I saw that you were looking at, before the season started, I'm sure you can still find award odds out there, but Cale Makar, one of the top defensemen in the NFL, or NHL, one of the top young players in the NHL. I believe you were talking about him to win the Hart Trophy. Give me your thoughts on that, because that is defensemen have won the Hart Trophy for sure, and if anyone can get it done this year, I think it probably is Cale Makar.
Yeah, Cale Makar just looks absolutely incredible on that ice, and we've seen it to start off this season again. He's jumped right back where he was last season. Now, last season, I believe it was the Norris that he won. This year, I really do think he comes out and gets that Hart. He's just phenomenal. Watching him last night on the ice, I know the Avs did get the loss, but he's beautiful skating out there. He's able to get those block shots on goal. Anytime that you can take Cale Makar for block shots on goal, if you can get them on your book, take it over, because he hits that more than he doesn't. He got 3 block shots last night. What I really like about him is he's a defenseman, like you said, but he's able to move up into the zone and not worry about getting back, because he has that speed. He has that ability to get back to that blue line if he needs to in a hurry.
Yeah, Cale Makar, the rare mix of extremely good offensively, extremely good in his own end, already has, 5 points through his first 4 games, so he's off to a fast start for that Hart Trophy. Also won the Conn Smythe last year as well.
That's what it was, yeah.
For the MVP in the playoffs. So, yeah, Cale Makar, good look. If you're looking for a bit of a long shot, someone at least a little bit further down the odds, someone who's not the obvious choice of Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews or Leon Draisaitl to win MVP of the NHL this year. Ben Heisler just chimed in the chat. best part of Ian bringing on all the Canadian betting guests is the accent that comes out more and more throughout the course of the show. I realize that if I'm talking to a Canadian, my accent does come out a little bit more.
I love it.
For some reason. Also, if I've had a couple of beer, the accent comes out a little bit more. A little bit more NHL. Give me your Stanley Cup final prediction. Do you legitimately think the Flames have a chance out of the West? And if they are kind of your prediction out of the West, who do you think they'll meet in the Stanley Cup final?
Yeah, I definitely think the Flames have a chance. Edmonton will just be their greatest hurdle to get past. I think if they get past Edmonton, they'll get past the Colorado Avalanche, because I think that's who will end up facing off against them. But in the Stanley Cup finals, I really see the Carolina Hurricanes making it there. I think they are one of the best teams in the league. They've come out of the gate so strong. Frederik Andersen back and healthy, as long as he can stay healthy. This team is so strong defensively and goaltending wise, and we've seen their offense just light it up this season so far. So I think they could take it all.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I both think the Flames, and I think that might have actually been my official pick preseason as well. I think the Hurricanes are the best team in the NHL. The Flames, I think, do match up really well stylistically against the Avalanche. I was kind of rooting for them to meet the Avalanche in the conference final. Unfortunately, we didn't get that because the Oilers got in the way and Jacob Markstrom just kind of fell apart. But I agree with you. I think the Flames match up well. They're just so good defensively. They can shut down that Avalanche offense. Let's talk tonight's game. We got a good little slate. Everyone's talking about Thursday night football, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. And with it being sports equinox, there's a ton of stuff to bet on tonight. But what about hockey? Give me a pick for tonight's NHL slate.
I can tell you one thing, hockey is going to be way better than football tonight. I am loving the card. We got 12 games on the board. I love the matchup for the Boston Bruins tonight over the Anaheim Ducks. Now, the Boston Bruins are at home in this one. Huge favorites. I think you can look at taking them here on the puck line. I'm not concerned about it at all. Laying the 1.5, I'm getting plus 114. I think the Bruins just have been dominating offensively so far this season. They're averaging 5.25 goals per game, and that's the best in the league right now. Now, the Bruins have not been known as a top offensive scoring team, but they're really getting it done this season. Defensively, they've been strong as well, holding teams to 3.75 goals per game. Now, Ullmark is in goal tonight, and we look at the other side of the puck with the Anaheim Ducks. John Gibson just completely struggling in goal. The defense struggling, allowing 42.5 shots on goal. The Anaheim Ducks are defensively. So I can't trust them here. I think the Bruins come in here, have a fantastic game. I'm going to lay them, laying the puck line at minus 1.5.
Yeah, I think the Bruins might be a sneaky pick to win the Atlantic Division because, like you said, their issue last year was they couldn't create enough offense. But, I mean, still early in the season, obviously. But they are certainly creating offense early this year. I'm just curious to get your thoughts. This is a game I'm on. This is not a pick I have on this show. I gave it out earlier with Vegas Insider. But the Devils, underdogs against the Islanders. If you look at a lot of analytics, I don't know what's going on with the Devils. The record's still not quite there, but the analytics, expected goals against, high danger scoring chances, all those things, the Devils rank literally first in the NHL through the first couple of games here. Do you like the Devils at all as underdogs against the Islanders, or are you backing the Islanders in that spot?
No way. I'm taking the Islanders here with Sorokin in goal. I can't get behind this Devils team. I don't like what they're doing defensively. I think they have made improvements coming into this season, but defensively, they're holding opponents to 22.3 shots on goal, but they're allowing those goals to get in of those shots. Vanek just here, not able to stop anything. They're allowing 4 goals per game on average. I don't see the Devils getting it done over this Islanders team that has stepped up offensively, is a strong defensive team. I could be wrong, but I've got the Islanders tonight.
All right, we're on opposite sides of that one, but you're right. The Devils' goaltending has completely let them down so far this season. So we'll see what happens in that one. Let's switch sports over to Thursday night football. Like you said, might not be the most exciting matchup in the world, but it's the Saints against the Cardinals. Do you think the Cardinals can turn their season around? Disappointing start to the season for the Arizona Cardinals, a team that a lot of people thought we're going to be another playoff team this year.
Yeah, let me ask you, when was the last time the Cardinals won a game at home? It's been 8 games?
I think it's 8 games in a row. Yep.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty for this Cardinals team. I don't trust in them. I don't trust in Kyler Murray. That being said, the Saints here with Andy Dalton, I don't know if they can get it done either. This game just screams under. We've seen so many Thursday nights unders cashing. They haven't been pretty games. We know the Saints can put up the points. We've seen them put up the points in a couple, but I don't know. I'd be looking something more like Alvin Kamara, his rushing yards over. It's 61.5. They're going to move the ball a lot on the ground here. I know Andy Dalton can get a good, strong aerial attack going, but when we look at Kamara, he is averaging 75.5 rushing yards per game, and it's coming in at 61.5. So I think he goes over that tonight.
I like anything Kamara over tonight. I like his rushing over. I like his receiving over, especially with the Saints missing the receivers that they're missing tonight. They're probably going to get Kamara a little bit more involved in the game than usual. So there you have it. I actually like the Saints. So I know that you have a player prop. I know you like the under. If you had to choose a side, because I know we didn't agree on the Devils Islanders game, would you at least agree with me on this one? I just can't back the Cardinals as favorites until they turn things around.
Scissors here, like rock paper scissors. Yeah. What have I got? I'd take the Saints 2+ the points. I can't back the Cardinals either.
Love it. I need to see some improvement from them before I can back the Cardinals. So, okay, we agree on that one at least. So there you go. I appreciate you joining us today, Jo Madden. Let the people know where they can find your work, because you are all over the place these days.
Yeah, if you guys just look up at Jo Madden Sports on all social media, you will find me there. So thanks for having me here. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Good luck with your bets tonight, and take care. And joining me next will be Peter Dewey. Will be jumping on to break down our best bets for tonight across the NBA, Major League Baseball, my NHL pick, and I also got a college football pick. Yeah, there's college football going on tonight as well. A couple of games, and there he is, Peter Dewey, joining me. What jersey is this you got on?
Got the got the Kobe Lower Merion jersey on. Got to rep my guy. Little Lakers on tonight. Figured this is the best way I can rep the Lakers Clippers game. Put some Kobe on.
Was that his high school?
Yeah, his high school jersey. Yep.
The Kobe Bryant high school jersey. I love it. All right, we got a lot to get through here because we have community picks that we're going to talk about. We have our best bets. You have 3 picks in the National Basketball Association. You got a side, and then you got a couple of prop bets, and I got a little bit of everything. I got 1 NHL, 1 MLB, and 1 college football. So why don't we just dive right into the Twitter picks here? I think we got a little bit of everything in this one too. So yeah, here we go. Sean Mitchelson at DeSoxFan24. Bees Ducks, that is the Bruins, over 6.5. This is the game Jo Madden just talked about. She is on the puck line. Sean Mitchelson is on the over. Total has been over in 7 of the first 8 games for these two. Bruins scored at least 5 in all 4, and the Ducks are giving up 5 goals per game. Both games went over last year. That was the other point that I brought up about the Bruins, and Joe did as well. They are all of a sudden an offensive team. They're one of the worst offensive teams last year. They kind of relied on their defense, and now they are an offensive juggernaut. So yeah, I like Bruins. I like the over, whatever way you want to play that. Good luck to you, Sean Mitchelson. Peter Dewey, do you have any thoughts on Bruins and Ducks?
Well, let's do that hockey. Those are my thoughts.
I love it. All right, let's bring up. Maybe we'll get some basketball picks here. Oh, here's a basketball pick right away. And on Hot Takes with TP3 at TP3 Bet says 76ers -4. Bucks down Middleton and Connaughton. I think I used to do that last year too. That's the Canadian me wanting me to pronounce it Connaughton. 76ers need to bounce back after embarrassing loss. Philly, one of the best teams in NBA at home. Tucker Embiid can clog paint from Giannis. Thoughts on this one, Peter? I'll let you take over for this one.
Yeah, I ended up not betting a side in this one. And one of the things, Ian, that I've been looking at the beginning of this year, I'm kind of staying away from betting spreads unless I really like them, just because we don't know some of these teams. Like, there's so much movement every year in the NBA with like players going to different teams where it's just, I don't want to, if I fall in love with a number, I'm going to take it. But a lot of this, it's kind of a feeling out process, see how some of these teams gel, especially the teams that made trades. It's a big switch. So I ended up staying away. I actually liked the Bucks more than the Sixers here. I was not impressed with the Sixers in the first game of the year. They did not look good. Obviously, the Bucks injury concerns, I can see why you would want to lean the Sixers, but I'm just not sold on Philly's depth. Like, they have a very good top 4 in Harden, Embiid, Maxey, and Tobias Harris. But then after that, PJ Tucker doesn't really give them much on offense. I think Giannis is going to be a matchup nightmare for them. They don't really have anyone who can match up on him one-on-one, even though Tucker can guard him, he's giving him like 7 inches of size wise. So I mean, I can see the argument for the Sixers, but that's kind of why I stayed away. I just think there's both sides. I'm not impressed by what Philly did on Tuesday night.
There you have it. Peter is not impressed with the 76ers performance. Shout out GSP. That's a very niche quote that about 2 people will understand. All right, let's there you go. 76ers -4 from TP3 bets. Let's bring up the next community pick. Superior TTC at Trade the Coach. I love me a prime time under for Thursday Night Football. Yeah, I saw the stat. What is it? 16-4 or 14-6. Last 20 Thursday Night Football games have gone under. It's a massive trend right now. How do you feel about that for Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Both teams really banged up. Obviously, Hollywood Brown out for the Cardinals. They might not have James Conner as well. And then Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, both out for the Saints. And it's going to be Andy Dalton tonight. So I don't mind that under. It just doesn't seem on a short week too for the Cardinals with bringing DeAndre Hopkins back and not having a running back is just, it seems like a recipe for another low scoring game.
Yeah. I just hate seeing trends that are like super one-sided. The gut feeling in me, and it's not good. I think this is what you would call the gambler's fallacy, is that I'd assume the other thing's going to happen. So like my gut feeling is to say take the over because the unders hit so much, but that is what they call the gambler's fallacy. Do we have any more community picks? I believe maybe. Yes, we do. We have 2 more, I think. Over 43.5. No explanation from Zach Rosas. That's Zach Rosas too. But there you go. He's on the opposite side. He's taking the over in tonight's
Somebody's going to be right in the
game.
Community. I'll tell you that.
Someone's going to be right. All right, and then we have one more, which I think is an NHL prop bet, which I love. I can't say I've ever really dabbled too much in NHL props. I think I might have to start doing it soon because my NHL picks lately this season have sucked. I might be the worst NHL bettor on the planet so far. But here we go. This is from Decap at XDecapX. Morgan Riley over 2.5 shots plus 118, and Nazem Kadri over 3.5 shots plus 116. So there you go. You have a current Leaf going up with an over shots prop and a former Leaf with an over shots prop. So I'm a big Kadri fan. I loved Kadri, loved him with the Leafs. Was pumped about him winning Cup with the Avalanche last year. He's now obviously with the Calgary Flames. Good luck with both of those. And we have one more pick in the chat here. Caleb BLB. I'm on the under 22.5 first half from FanDuel. I'm guessing that's the FD earlier this week. So there you go. That's one way to play. Peter, do you like playing first half or first quarter bets in the NFL?
Sometimes, yeah. I think one of the things I got to do more often, because I know Ben has actually done them from the BetSided team, taking some dogs on the money line in the first quarter, just like good scoring teams. I know he took Seattle a couple times this year, and they've been like great in the first quarter. That's something I think I want to do a little bit more of, because you get some value on it, and like you don't have to bank on these teams to play well the entire game. Like I feel like the Lions are kind of a perfect team like that, because they start fast sometimes and then they just fade in the fourth quarter, and you watch your bet slip away. I don't mind this one, though, under in the first half. Like I said, I just don't see the path for a high-scoring game tonight. I just think both teams are so banged up on offense. And a short week, it's just recipe for disaster.
Here's my opinion about first half and first quarter, and I'm not going to crap on anyone who does it, because if you have success with it, keep doing it. But the reason why I don't play first half and first quarter is because if I think I've handicapped a game correctly, then I want as much game as possible to happen, because the longer the two teams play, in my opinion, then the more likely the result that's going to end up happening is the result that I'm predicting, if that makes any sense. Weird things happen in small sample sizes in small time frames. So if you are going to play these, I would say kind of lean underdogs, because weird things happen in short periods of time. But that's why I stay away. That's sense. Why you never see me do a first quarter or first half bet. But best of luck to you, Caleb. I'll be rooting for you. Under 22.5 first half. Sure. I hope the Saints are up 21-0. That'd be perfect. Beers and bow ties coming in with Kamara prop. I believe this is the same one that Jo Madden gave out earlier. Over 63.5 rushing is literally a gift from the sports gods. I kind of like his over receiving yardage a little bit more, just because their receivers are so banged up. I think they're going to get him involved in the passing game. But like I said earlier, I think Kamara is going to be involved quite a bit for the Saints. So either way you want to do it, rushing or receiving, I like it.
Yeah, he's seen a ton of opportunities. I know, like targets and carries the last couple weeks. It finally seems like they're like, oh yeah, this guy's the guy we should be running our offense through, which is nice if you have him in fantasy, obviously, and nice if you're betting props on him because he's going to see the ball, 20 plus times tonight probably.
All right, let's get into our best bets for tonight. Why don't you give us your first NBA pick, and then we'll just alternate back and forth.
Yeah, so I have two props and one on the side. I said I haven't been betting a lot of sides, but this one I love. I'm taking the Clippers -5.5. This is a line. I'm calling it at the beginning of the year. It's the LeBron James respect line. The books don't want to give like some crazy number on the Lakers because they have LeBron. But I mean, to put it simply, the Lakers are not good outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis. You look at the roster, it's an extremely flawed roster. It's why they've been trying to trade Russell Westbrook. LeBron had 31, 15, and 8 in the first game of the season. They still lost by 14. They got absolutely smoked by the Warriors. And I don't think the Clippers are that much of a step back from the Warriors. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George being back. This is arguably the deepest team in the NBA. They might bring Kawhi off the bench tonight. I don't really think that matters. So it's probably just going to slide Marcus Morris or Norman Powell into the starting lineup. Like, I don't mind that either way. And the thing with the Clippers is they're going to be able to shoot the ball. They have a bunch of guys, Luke Kennard, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, obviously Kawhi, and Morris. Like, those guys can shoot the ball. The Lakers were 10 for 40 from beyond the arc against the Warriors. Their role guys, Matt Ryan, Lonnie Walker, Patrick Beverley, Juan Toscano Anderson, 2 for 14 from beyond the arc. Like, they don't have the secondary players after letting Malik Monk walk to support LeBron and AD. And when you play a team that has the star power to go against them, I just don't see the Lakers covering in this game.
So there you go. Clippers -5.5. I had Jonathan Von Tobel on the show earlier this week, JVT with VSiN, and he said the Clippers are the best team in the West, in his opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
I can see it. Like, a lot of people feel that way, and I can definitely see it because on paper they go 10 to 12 deep, where if guys get hurt, they're going to have a perfect, like, seamless transition to put somebody in. The only thing that gets me nervous is obviously the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Both those guys are very injury prone. They've been out, several times over the last couple of years. It's why this team hasn't gotten over the hump. I still think the Warriors are the best team in the West, but I think the top three is going to be in some order: Warriors, Clippers, and Nuggets. So I don't disagree with the thinking that way.
Ben Heisler chimes in. He likes the Lakers +1.5, +100, and money line +135 first quarter tonight. Clippers 4th worst in the first quarter last season. Now Kawhi comes off the bench.
Yeah, I can see that. You also got Paul George missed a lot of last year too, so that's going to factor in. And then now they have John Wall too. I just like the Clippers last year. You look at the guys they were playing last year, like half of their starting lineup is now coming off the bench. Like, it's insane how deep this team is. I think they're going to boat race the Lakers tonight, if I'm being honest. And I might be wrong, but I really don't see the path for the Lakers. All
right, well, there you go. My first pick. I'm going to the NHL here first, and I'm going to give out Hurricanes even money here against the Oilers. I talked about this with Jo Madden a little bit earlier, but I think the Oilers are the best team in the NHL. They're complete. They have forwards, they have depth, they have defense, they have goaltending, and they're already doing very well so far this season. Second in the NHL in 5-on-5 Corsi. Oilers 17th. And Jack Campbell is their starting goaltender, the former Leafs goalie. Rough start for him. .851 save percentage in his first 2 starts. And his defense really isn't helping him out because the Oilers are 26th in expected goals against. Hurricanes all the way up at 4th. So the Hurricanes, I think, I was surprised now. It's a pick 'em some places. I think they might even... Let me take a look here, the latest odds at FanDuel, see where the odds are now. But you might want to, pick them at FanDuel. So you might want to line shop a little bit. I got even money, I believe, is at Bet Rivers. So Hurricanes against the Oilers tonight is my best NHL pick. And I'm also the Devils. I don't have that on this show, but Devils is underdogs. I talked about earlier with Jo Madden. Ben Heisler says side bet. Are you going to do a side bet with Lakers and Clippers tonight?
I'll discuss a side bet with Ben in our Slack chat. I could. It depends. If he only wants the first quarter, I have to think about that. But full game, I'm taking the Clippers all the way.
Let the record show Brian Jeffra still owes me a 6-pack from a bet from last NFL season. So still hasn't paid up.
Hasn't paid up.
Make a bet with Ben. I would recommend not making bets with Brian Jeffra.
You guys have played golf several times too, and he's had the opportunity to just bring the six back to the course.
And he keeps saying, next time we're in the office, I'll bring you a six pack. And we've been in the office. I've seen him in the office how many times? Like a dozen times. Still no six pack. Poor Brian is on vacation. He's taking ricochet shots. He can't even be here to defend himself. Ben says he's not taking full game for Lakers.
Okay,
so you two are going to have to discuss that on the side. I don't know if there's going to be a side bet or not.
Ben is the king of first quarter bets. He dominated them in the WNBA. So I feel like he's got I'm going against a sharp right here. I don't know if I want that right now.
All right, you got a couple player props in the NBA as well. Let's see your first one.
Yeah, so we'll stick with the Lakers-Clippers game. I'm taking LeBron over 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists. All the bad things I've said about the Lakers, they do not involve LeBron James. He still looks fantastic. He had 31 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists in that season opener against the Warriors. So for those counting at home, that's 54 PRA, 9 more than what you're going to need for him to clear this prop tonight. I think if there's any chance that the Lakers do stay in the game, like LeBron's going to have to go off. He also averaged over 30 a game last year. He was scoring the ball at an insanely high clip, one of the highest clips we've seen since his Cavs days. And with the way this roster is constructed, he is going to have to take a lot of shots all season long. The Clippers don't have a lot of rim protection either outside of Ivica Zubac. They don't have a big shot blocker. So I think LeBron and AD might be able to get theirs down low. Like I said, my concern with the Lakers is, do they have anybody who can make shots from the outside so the Clippers don't just say, hey, we're going to clog the paint? I don't think they do. But I think LeBron has a big game tonight. You're probably going to see him push around 30 points. And then, as always with him, he's going to flirt with a triple-double. So if that's the case, 44.5 should be pretty good. We've gotten some low numbers from I've seen early in this year on some star players in PRA props. Like Joel Embiid was at 40.5 in the first game. And then yesterday, Paolo Banchero, the first number 1 overall pick for the Magic, was at 22.5, and he ended up scoring 27 points. So I've just been kind of trying to find the ones that I think are just a little undervalued because we're so early in the season that this LeBron one stood out to me.
LeBron James over 44.5 PRA for tonight. Jo Madden chimed in the chat really quick. Thanks for having me on. Best of luck to everyone tonight. If you missed the start of the show, Jo Madden joined us. Great insight in the NHL and Thursday Night Football for tonight. Check that out. Afterwards, you can always watch the replay of the show. Peter, do you think you could locate the province of Alberta on a map?
Oh, God. Probably not, if I'm being honest. I don't think I could.
How dare you? Unbelievable. All right. I'll give out my next bet, next sport. Let's move over to Major League Baseball here. Between the Astros and the Yankees. The odds, I submitted the odds incorrectly, or they've just moved. So ignore, that's my fault on the bottom. It should be minus, I think 10, what did I get at? Minus 106. I don't know what I was looking at when I entered in that information. That's my mistake. But Framber Valdez over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 106 here. 7.4 strikeouts per 9 innings when he is playing on the road. But when he is at home, he is averaging 10.4 strikeouts per 9 innings. So a 3 strikeout difference between his road splits and his home splits. Also, Yankees, bad batting average this postseason, bad strikeout rate. They're averaging 11.66 strikeouts per game in the postseason. Not good. And also, he got 7 strikeouts against the Yankees in his lone start against them this season. So I like his over 5.5 strikeouts tonight for my player prop in Major League Baseball. And now let's hear your final. By the way, quick side note. You didn't have a bet for MLB. Your Yankees are playing. Do the Yankees even up the series tonight?
One, I want to say it's an unbelievable prop by you. 100%. The Yankees struck out 17 times it was last night. They can't hit. I don't think they even the series tonight. I think Valdez is too good. They're just not hitting the ball, and they're starting Donaldson again. He's just an automatic out in the middle of the lineup, but for some reason he gets to play third base and bat 5th every single day. I think he's batting 6th tonight, but it's just not good. So no, I do not think they do. They can't buy a hit. One of the things I've been writing up in our props every day is to take the Yankees team total under hits. It's been set at 7.5, 8, 8.5 all postseason. They haven't cleared 6 hits in a game in 6 playoff games. It's just
tough.
They can't hit. So no, I do not think they win tonight. This
cup I'm drinking out of is a memorabilia cup from the Mets game 1 loss to the Padres in the wild card round. So this fun little piece of memorabilia to remember that disappointing effort by the Mets. All right, give us your final NBA prop for tonight.
Yeah. So my last one, I am taking Grayson Allen over 11.5 points. Depending upon where you get this, they might be able to find a 10.5 still out there. A lot of places it's also moved to 12.5. I got this at 11.5 at DraftKings earlier today. Grayson Allen without Chris Middleton in the lineup has been fantastic for the Bucks. Last year, he played 13 games without Middleton in the lineup. He averaged 17.2 points per game, shot 47.5% from the field, and 49.1% from beyond the arc. So just a much different player with extended opportunities without Middleton. To top it off, the Bucks are also without Pat Connaughton tonight. So they don't have both of those guys, two wings players who they rely on pretty heavily on offense. So I think Grayson Allen's going to play 25, 30 minutes tonight. They're going to need his offense. And if the Sixers do try and pack the paint and stop Giannis, somebody's got to knock down shots. I like Grayson Allen to do so. He averaged, I believe, close to 10 points a game last year too. So like this isn't like a crazy number for him to hit. But with those guys out of the lineup, just too many extra opportunities, I think he clears it pretty easily.
There you go. Grayson Allen over 11.5 points. And then my final pick for tonight is some college football action. Georgia Tech taking on Virginia. And I'm going to lay the 3 points here with Georgia Tech. A lot of the numbers in this game are pretty similar when you look at the two teams. But as I always say, styles make fights. And Georgia Tech, I believe, has a pretty significant stylistic advantage because Virginia throws the ball a ton. 56.82% of the plays that Virginia calls on offense are passing plays. That is the 19th highest rate in the country. Now they're taking on a Georgia Tech defense that allows only 6.1 yards per pass attempt, which is the 11th lowest mark in all of college football. So I think that's going to be the difference maker tonight is going to be the Georgia Tech secondary, their pass defense. I think they can shut down an already bad Virginia offense and cover the 3 points at home. So I'll take Georgia Tech -3. A little college football action.
Sports
for tonight's Sports Equinox. What about MLS? You got an MLS bet for us?
I do not.
I'll give an MLS bet.
I have two. I'm only betting two sports tonight. I'm betting the football game and I'm betting the NBA. I refuse to bet on the Yankees. Can't be doing that.
Big MLS bet tonight if you want, because I think that's the only sport we haven't hit on today. Let's go with Montreal -105 against New York City.
Does Landon Donovan play for any of these teams? That would be
no
who
idea.
I would bet on.
Montreal.
Landon Donovan probably hasn't played professional soccer in like 10 years.
Montreal MLS. They are the CF Montreal, Club de Foot Montreal, taking on New York City Football Club, I think. So don't actually tail that because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just had to look up what Montreal's team name was. So there you have it. But I wanted to make sure we hit on every single sport for the Sports Equinox. So there you have it. MLS pick official. All right, I think we have a recap graphic in case you missed our picks from earlier. I'm on Hurricanes, even money against the Oilers, over 5.5 strikeouts for Framber Valdez. Once again, those odds should be -105. I don't know what I was typing in there. I don't know what I was looking at. But Framber Valdez over strikeout -105. Georgia Tech -3 against Virginia. Peter, tonight in the NBA, you're on Clippers -5.5 against the Lakers, over 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists for LeBron James. And over 11.5 points for Grayson Allen.
Sir.
That's our show. Today, I interviewed JT Tom. Oh, wait, we have a poll result as well for Thursday Night Football. Saints +2.5. Great. I'm on the same side as the community.
I don't mind that, though. Cliff Kingsbury stinks as a home favorite, right? 4-11 against the spread in his career.
They've also lost 8 straight home games as well.
Yeah,
they were on the Astros run line last night, and the Astros did cover the run line. So community
did cover the run line.
1-0 this week because I think Monday. Wait, 2-0. Today's Thursday. I don't remember how they did these.
So a lot of days this week.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's football season, and during football season, time is a flat circle. Every day is the same, but also slightly different. All right, that's our show. Earlier today, I interviewed JT Thomas, former NFL linebacker. Very insightful interview. You can check that out on our YouTube page. That just went live a little bit ago. I interviewed DeMarcus Ware earlier this week. There's early read if you want a little bit more college football picks. You can check that out. That one live on Tuesday. And BetSlip will be back tomorrow with Reed and Donovan an hour earlier at 4 p.m. Eastern. Peter, I'm disappointed we didn't get any sirens today. I did hear a motorcycle.
I know. That was, we just got a motorcycle, but no sirens today.
What a shame.
Stanford is quiet today. That's for sure.
Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I got two quick. I'm going to be at the Knicks-Pistons game home opener tomorrow. So can we please get a Knicks win? And then I'm also going to be at ALCS Game 4 on Sunday. So I really need some New York teams to do well. So hopefully the Yankees aren't down 3-0 going into Sunday.
If they're down 3-0, I'm going because it's going to be hilarious.
All right, if they're down 3-0, then we got to meet up there. That's
the
deal. All right, sounds good.
If they're down 3-0, I'm just going to – well, is it in the afternoon or is it a night game?
No, it's a night game. It's 7:37. That's the only reason I can go because we're both working on Sunday.
Right.
So
I would love to be there when Yankees fans watch their team get swept. It would be glorious. So I'll go if that's the case. All right. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you all so much. Good luck with your bets tonight. Gamble or bless. I'll talk to you back on Sunday for the NFL pregame show at 12 p.m. Eastern with Matt Verderam. Until then, take care. Good luck with your picks, and we'll talk to you later.